I'd say the Steel Series. Steel Series, honestly.
Steel Series.
I'd definitely sit with the Steel Series.
By far.
Definitely the Steel Series.
If I had to pick one of these to pick up in game right now, it's going to be the Steel Series.
Gamers prefer our headsets. Find out why at SteelSeries.com.
RV have themselves two players moving towards the B side. And that is going to be both Flamey and Edward. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is occupying ramp and palace respectively. The bomb carrier seized is there alongside Guardian in ramp, and it's Zeus, the man in the palace, who does break the deadlock and gets himself that first frag. Pretty huge plays from him. Dropping down onto site. Look at Pasha's positioning. He's got all the way around and he sneaked his way. If he plays this one smart, he could get himself a bunch of frags. There's the first one. And the second one as well. I'm very surprised that Zeus did not react to that whatsoever. He was more just running towards the spawn because the bomb... It would appear that the CTs think the bomb's on B. They're all running around in circles like, hold on a second, what's going on? The bomb is on A. And I think Zeus running away from the site completely confused them. Now Pasha is going to get the kill onto Seized, and that was such a head-scratching moment there. I don't even know what to say. Let's take that off. Because Zeus was running towards CT spawn, even though his teammate just got killed on Tetris. And I assume that Pasha thought, well, if he's running through, they're panicking to try and get round towards B to stop us defusing. And maybe that's where the call came from. That's the only thing I can think of. So maybe Zeus with the epic mind games that didn't end up paying off anyway. That's a lovely shot from Neo, as Guardian tries to jump onto the middle boxes. You guys are ridiculous. Either way, Zeus, that's a pretty handy frag that he just picked up. It was a force buy from Virtus.Pro after they lost the first one. What a strange round that was. Because even all that bit said and done, because they're on the wrong side, the bomb exploded. So Na'Vi, such a mind screw of a first round. Either way, 54 seconds left on the timer. Na'Vi starting to push into jungle. Edward gets that kill there. Zeus as well. So this force buy not really paying out dividends just yet for the Poles. If they can get themselves a couple of kills on the board, very well could do. But they've just lost their fourth player, and that's going to leave Neo in a 1 versus 4. And he gets taken down from behind. Edward gets his triple kill in the round. This was Na'Vi's choice of map, guys, for those of you that are asking right now. Na'Vi's choice. Cobblestone's the second map. That was VP's. Let's have a look. Pasha's moving right up. All the VP players going to be congregating in mid. That's going to open up A side completely wide open for Na'Vi, who are going to oblige and just push themselves in here with the weapons they still have from the last 2 rounds collectively. Seized and Flamey, both with headshots. Galil and AK-47 doing work. Bombs been planted for connector side. And there is Seized and Edward both chiming in for frags. Last player is Taz, and he's in mid with a USP. Tries to get himself a headshot. He's given his position away, and he's not long for this world. There's Edward, who once again gets himself in on the action with some kills. You'd expect Na'Vi to pick up the 3-0 after getting the pistol round, so nothing too surprising there. But this is really the kind of moments that make the big impacts now that Virtus.Pro are able to get themselves full assault rifles. Albeit no HEs, they've got themselves some decoys. A couple smokes. Molotov lands in connector, that's going to force out Pasha, who's took a lot of damage there, more than maybe he needed to. 24 HP in total. Disintegrates from him. Bomb dropped at T-spawn, which of course will suggest a more slower, steady pace round, and that's exactly what we're getting right now from Na'Vi. They are the masters of this. Grenade only does 2 HP worth to Snacks, who was just on the other side of the van up on the boxes. But you can see that Na'Vi is still mainly going to be stacking on A. Seized was the one player that was causing issues. You see him do this a lot on the likes of Overpass as well, where he will go onto the other side, play that lurker role. But he's going to join the rest of his team. They're going to set up the set piece on towards A, and then the inevitable push afterwards. So it's going to be down to Bialy and Taz. What can they do from this position? As Molotov lands on the shadow, here come a bunch of flashbangs, but that's also flashed Na'Vi. They're not going to be able to push in too aggressively after this one. And now Taz is the man that's next in the line for Na'Vi to spray down. Neo's going to be coming through connector. He gets taken out, so everyone I switch to ends up dying again. And now it's on Snacks. He's picked up the first in this 1v3. Seized and Flamey. Both 100% of their health remaining. But that C's getting sprayed through the box. Lovely control. And it's going to be Snacks picking up their second as well. He goes for the 1v3 clutch and the defuse. Beautiful stuff from that man. And that gives Virtus.Pro a big collective sigh of relief. Because had they lost that, Na'Vi would have been steamrolling ahead. But Virtus.Pro just about clinch it back. 3-1 is the scoreline. It's still damaging though to the Poles. They're not going to have a fantastic buy up this round. They're able to drop an assault rifle. But they're only going to have a scout on Neo. And a couple FAMASs with not too many grenades at their disposal. We saw in a previous round that Neo with that scout is able to do pretty crazy things. And he is using it in window. Snacks throwing up the grenade into Apps. That does connect onto Seized. He's down to 78 HP. Bialy and Taz once again occupying A as you'd expect. Bialy over on the site itself. Taz more of a connector position. Pasha's also there. Edwards on top of mid with the AK-47. Minute to play with. Just a bit of flirtation between the two teams. Nothing that's really stuck out. Case of Na'Vi trying to get as much info as possible. And Virtus.Pro trying to do grenade damage. And they have done a bit. Seized and Edward both ate around 20 HP. But here comes the potential push from Guardian and Zeus. Zeus was the first man out, and he's the first man fragged in this round. But Guardian does come back and somewhat avenge his fallen teammate. 30 seconds on the timer now in this round. The bomb is being planted from Seas. Neo can't do anything about this because of that heavy smoke. Enough to choke on from his perspective on CT boxes. So the bomb has been planted, now in a 3-on-3 retake. And the CTs need someone to get an entry frag in this scenario. And that's not going to help matters as Taz just gets completely wrecked from Guardian's AWP. Nice spray control from Neo, but he's not going to be able to connect the dots. So now it's down to Taz to try and get another clutch. This time it's a 2-on-1. He's got the first man of Seized. The flashbang comes out from Guardian. He's only got 32 HP, but he does have that AWP. And Snacks realises that with the timer ticking down and no defuse kit, he can't afford to stay around any longer. And he will be saving the M4. So Na'Vi pick up their 4th round. And Guardian will be able to keep his AWP as well. What's up, Spike Guy? Let's have a look at the early scores on both teams. Pasha 6-4. Edwards is 6-3. So nothing really standing out thus far. Remember from yesterday, Flamey had an absolutely blinding performance. But it's Guardian that's going to be opening this round and his account onto Taz. Another force buy-in from Virtus.Pro, who are trying to dig their heels in and try and desperately get something going. That's a lovely shot from Guardian. Neo tried the jump shot with the scout, and he got completely decimated, and now Snacks all by his lonesome on B. And I say that actually, Pasha's there. I just didn't notice because I am a scrub caster. Confirmed. And with that information going across to Na'Vi, they're like, cool, we're just going to go ahead and try and push into A. That's exactly what is happening here. Zeus with that bomb in hand is going to be moving through ramp. Snacks has managed to snake his way through CT spawn undetected. And this bomb will be planted. Nice shot from Guardian once again. Pasha. What do you have up your sleeve? Not too much. Did tag Zeus, but that's all it's going to be. 5-1. Scrubcaster HLTV confirmed. So with Virtus.Pro forcing that buy, they are now they're in dire straits. And someone said this in chat, and it's a very good point. This is already a better performance from Na'Vi on their T side than the entirety of yesterday against Gamers 2. Already much, much better. And we're only a quarter way through this one. Seized with the entry, did get tagged down to 8. I think it was Wuzzy Word that said that, and very accurate point that you make there, buddy. And this is just going to be an easy push on. Zeus is going to go in first. This is an eco bash, so nothing too out of the ordinary here, but Zeus has picked himself up too. If Virtus.Pro can get themselves a kill or two, they'll be relatively happy with this round, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon, especially as it was Pasha who was hiding in jungle, gets taken out. Neo did return fire with a USB headshot, so not too terrible, but still, Na'Vi are 6-1 ahead on the T side. Round loss bonus in effect for Virtus.Pro. They're going to be able to buy up most rounds from here on out. But they do not have themselves an AWP in this round. And it's going to be full assault rifles once again. And that is the issue that they currently face. Yes, we can get ourselves assault rifles, but we kind of want an AWP for Pasha. Potentially. And we do need more grenades than this, and we have no defuse kit. So there's a lot of aspects of the game right now that are just not going in Virtus.Pro's favour. Seized again, surprise, surprise. He's the man that is trying to poke Virtus.Pro in the back on B, and he has dropped 3 players, and that's going to be Snacks, and it's going to be Neo, and also the player that just did get himself the frag there, Pasha. Edward lurking. Not long for this world. Surely Neo is going to get this frag from the backside. There we go. Finally does connect the dots, and maybe Virtus.Pro going to get their second round on the board. Meanwhile, Na'Vi going to try and work through onto A. The bomb carrier of Guardian with that AWP in hand. Unbeknownst to him, there's a player just below him on Shadow. And that is Taz, who doesn't seem to have a great deal of idea as to what Guardian is doing. Taz does get tagged up from the 2 HP. Flamey, and Flamey gets that kill with 2 HP as well. Again, look at Pasha.
Bomb has been planted.
He seems to always snake his way around the back through ramp, and he's going to get the rewards once again. That is the healthiest member of Na'Vi that's been picked off, but now Flamey, he's going to get himself 2. He's picked himself up 3 kills with 2 HP and nearly gets a 4th. But Snacks is there to get his second of the round and the defuse. But VP, they are looking out of sorts right here. I've got to say, they are not looking like the VP that we expect to see on CT side of Mirage. They do get that second round, but it was so close. Only a couple more seconds that bomb would have detonated. Flamey, nearly the 2 HP hero. And again, Virtus.Pro, they win themselves a round, but they have reset that round loss bonus, and they don't even have a fantastic buy-in. A couple for masses, very few grenades. And because they didn't win that final round comfortably, and because Flamey got that double kill, that really stung. However, Taz is going to get the first kill on this round, courtesy of Zeus overextending there in Palace at the wrong time. Meanwhile, Snacks with the AWP is going to train his sights in to apps and get himself that reward. Neo jumping on top of the van gets himself one, but there is another player up in there. It seems they're both going to back on away as Edward in connector gets himself one, and now Taz is going to look to try and return the favour, and does just that with the headshot. 3-6. Hey, it's DDK casting this match. You what, mate? Do I sound anything like DDK? I mean, I'll take it. I really like his casting, but I think we have pretty different accents. Cheers, Feline. So that's going to do quite a bit for Virtus.Pro. You know, the previous round I was saying that Flamey really made that round sting, but then they end up winning the 9th. And so they are able to get themselves not just 1 up, but 2. 1 on Snacks, 1 on Pasha. Plenty of grenades across the board. And finally, for the first time, they have a bit of stability here on the CT side of Mirage. On the 10th round. But that stability means absolutely nothing if the ship gets capsized. So they have to stick this one out. Again, Na'Vi playing this one as slow as they possibly can. That's a lovely flash. Completely catching Zeus off guard. There is nothing that he could do from that position. It was easy peasy for Taz, who lined him up, knocked them down. Now it's Edward in short, trying to spray control, but doesn't get anything. Pasha with the P250 kill. And now Guardian and Flamey, the two last remaining players. Guardian again with a bomb in his hand. Meanwhile, Flamey moving through short over the corpse of his fallen teammate. That is a Neo kill. And now Guardian, with 15 seconds, is going to want to save this up. There is no point peeking out and getting killed, because that's exactly what's going to happen. He's not going to get that bomb planted. And instead, he's just going to be hiding in and waiting for the CTs to push. Virtus.Pro keep 4 weapons going forward in that round. That's just what the doctor ordered. Jeez, if Guardian had have landed that shot through the wooden panels, I think I'd have just gone up into the shower and never came back, because that would have been filth. You get like flick shot. Imagine if that hit the head of Snacks. I'd be done. I'd be just gone. I think Snacks would probably throw his computer out the window as well, and I wouldn't even blame them. So they're going to keep this AWP going forward here into the 11th round for Guardian. He can definitely do damage with this. Let's see where he's rocking with it. Well, anti-spawn. Not the most exciting thing. Good job. Caster jumping on top of the one guy it's doing nothing. But of course, their strat, I should say, is probably going to be based around Guardian. It's going to be based around him trying to get a pick and then converting that into a bomb plant. And that's exactly what has happened here on Pasha, who was caught napping. And you can see already that VP have moved themselves into position to hold off this A onslaught. They dedicated 3 players to that now. Snacks is moving back towards mid with the AWP. And Bayali going into connector to try and see if anyone's just trying to peek out of underpass to catch them unawares. 40 seconds left. Still Na'Vi have yet to commit to a site fully. There is the headshot from Bayali from connector. Onto connector from jungle, I should say. Now it's a flurry of frags in the CD's favour. Guardy comes back, misses that second shot. That was a crucial moment in the round. He misses it on the second time of asking, but Seized is there to pick up the pieces, and now Snacks is in prime position to strike. 9 seconds, and he gets the shot! Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't. I got ahead of myself. Guys. I'm done. I thought he'd just wall-banged. Through the wall there. Through the wooden wall. It was Neo. I was ready to start screaming. VP win the round. I actually thought, because he died at the moment the AWP shot came through, and I was ready to just go bananas. I was going to say, oh no, he didn't, and then he actually didn't. Okay, GG, well played. A lot of people seem to have agreed with me, because it was at that moment when he shot the AWP that Neo ended up getting the frag. Whew. Wow, a bit hot on this stream now. Neo, the man, the scumbag from the last round, who took that Vac-worthy frag away from Snacks, is on short. And did flash over towards underpass. It's Bjarni that's got the first kill of the round. Flamey is that victim. And although Na'Vi started extremely well, VP have been bouncing back. You know, I said before about that stability and keeping it in check, and they have done just that. But this round's onto a 3v3. And it appears that Na'Vi do quite enjoy themselves this underpass to mid to connect to push. Uh-oh. Please, no more VAC authentication errors. We had so many of these yesterday. I'm done with them for the rest of my life. Please. 20 seconds. Sees with a nice headshot. Bjarli. Edging towards connector. Fortunately, Taz does come back. I think it's going to be a kill. They still haven't planted this bomb. There's 8 seconds left on the timer. And did they leave this one too late? He's just going to get there in time. Oh my goodness, he doesn't. That was so close. They put all their eggs in the basket of killing Bjarli. And Bjarli came out ahead. I thought he just made it in time to plant that bomb. This game has been one of the weirdest games I've ever casted. After that first round, and some of the frags that have came down and that play there, I don't even know what to say anymore. Unbelievable. I thought he had just enough time. Planted with a millisecond too late. Into the 13th round we go. First casualty is Neo. You can add Pasha. 6 for under for this one. Taz is very low. He gets himself one, looking for the second. But he can't connect the dots. And now Snacks in a 1v4. Moving into ladder. 6-6 the scoreline. He does have a couple saving graces for himself. He's on 100% of his hit point. He does have a smoke and a flashbang. But he has been tagged down to 48 and then finished off. So Na'Vi pick up their 7th. This is a good half for them. And you look at the economy from Virtus.Pro. It's not too great. Just Snacks has a chunk of money, 7.4k. The rest of his team are going to force buy whatever they can. It's going to be a bunch of pistols, a couple of SMGs. No, just the one SMG and a CZ. 5.7. And the M4 onto Snacks. Full buy-up from Na'Vi. And they're going for the trap onto A, but it's Guardian that gets the first pick. And now here comes the cavalry charging down ramp right into Guardian's crosshairs. And he obliges in kind, picks himself up his second. It's just that man Pasha that's hiding in underpass, and they seem to have read the script. And Seas does pick himself up that one. And now once again it's a familiar situation with Virtus.Pro backs against the wall in a 2v5. Snacks, once again, one of the last remaining players, but he just gets silenced off Tiger Edward. Odd opening to his name there. And Edward gets his second. So here's going to be another force buy, of course, with the last round of the half coming in for Virtus.Pro. They desperately want this one. It's still definitely a winnable half in terms of Virtus.Pro. If they can win the pistol round, they can get themselves right back into this, but there's no doubting that Na'Vi are going to be in much better shape moving across to that CT side. So this is a huge round. 2 scouts on the side of the poles. Snacks and Pasha both have themselves one. P250s on Taz and Neo respectively, one of which is on Taz as he pushes up forward and gets that kill onto Edward, who will be very disappointed. He had every chance at getting that kill. And that is a weapon across, an AK-47 to the scouts and pistols of Virtus.Pro, but Flamey pushing up on the ramp does get one back in return. Nice from Taz. Through connector, he gets himself taken out courtesy of Flamey. Again, it's going so close in these rounds. Down to a 2-on-2. Snacks gets... Oh my goodness, he gets shot through the wall in the head from Guardian. The wallbang spot that we saw before. Now Neo just chimes in with a P250 headshot. It's a 1-on-1 with 40 seconds. It's a pistol versus an AK-47. And so far the AK is coming out ahead. But it's going to be Neo who takes down the kill. 8-7. From the first conflict between the two of them, I was sure Neo was going to come out second best. But he gets it. 8-7 is your half-time scoreline to Na'Vi. In all things in consideration, Na'Vi will be very happy with that half. Virtus.Pro, they got a couple really crazy rounds, which went right down to the wire. But they need to win this pistol. They need to start getting themselves in good shape on the T side. So here we go. Second half. Neo is going to break the deadlock with that frag onto Guardian, who is pushing up aggressively through mid. Neo gets his second kill as well. There's Flamey's return kill though onto Bjarly in ramp. This is a good start for Virtus.Pro, who are going to be running that bomb through connector, courtesy of Taz, towards A. Flamey's there in ramp. He gets heavily tagged up from the grenade and finished off from Taz, who's now going to get this bomb planted and seized. 100% of his health remaining through connector. He is going to see Taz, needs to get this kill, and he doesn't land it. Taz just about escapes by the skin of his teeth with 7 HP. Had Seized landed that kill, he'd have been in good shape here to potentially clutch it, but instead it Snacks with a one shot to the forehead with the USP. And Virtus.Pro do tick that first box and get themselves the second pistol round. Don't enjoy the casting, dudes, just mute the stream. You can still watch the stream, no worries. I can't please everybody. Anywho, here we go. Virtus.Pro with the full buy-up of weapons, 2 MAC-10s, MP7, 2 AK-47s. Meanwhile, Na'Vi going for the same idea as VP did on the flip side of the full buy. This is really just standard meta at this point. The pistols are so damn strong in this game alongside scouts that it's definitely worth throwing the dice down and getting these full force buys in because you never know what can happen. The bomb has been planted, but the first frag does go into Na'Vi's favour. Now it's their job to try and retake this site. It's going to be a very difficult one to do considering there are 3 people that are down to around 20% of their HP remaining, 2 of which have just been put 6 foot under. Make that 3. And now VP in this retake scenario are coming out definitely best. All down to Flamey. Nice frag from Flamey onto Bjarly. It's going to give him an MP7. He's not going to be able to get onto that bomb. It's just about to explode.
Terrorists win.
But 3 weapons off Virtus.Pro and an MP7 saved. It could be a hell of a lot worse for Na'Vi. So, save up from Na'Vi. Probably going to be working around the MP7 that Flamey has for himself. And a quick peek towards Palace will unravel that gift wrapped. Force in through Snacks, and he is going to get himself 2. There is Taz as well. The present has definitely been unwrapped. And it's going to be a case of Edward having to pick up 4 huge frags for himself with that P250. I do not fancy his chances. He could get the... No, he doesn't get the first one into Snacks. He looked the wrong way. And just losing 1 weapon in the process. That was a solid round from Virtus.Pro. Wasn't eco though from Na'Vi, so you can't expect too much from them. And now with the force bite, every chance of bouncing back. But VP have done what I said they needed to, and that's win the pistol round, get the next 2 afterwards. They now find themselves turn 8 up. And yesterday against Gamers 2, Na'Vi managed to get 10 rounds on the bounce against Gamers 2. They were 10-0 up on CT sides. They have a very strong CT half. Virtus.Pro with the split and pick kind of combo here. 2 and 4, which is Snacks and Neo, are going to be occupying the B apps, looking for a potential pick-off. And I was about to say that Snacks has a pretty good chance of picking off the frag onto Edward, but it ended up being the reverse situation. And with that first pickup, you can see the bomb is quickly moving back towards T-spawn. Had they have got that opening pick, I'm pretty sure the bomb would now be charging in towards B for that plant, but instead Seized, his spidey senses are tingling, and he does get as much information as he possibly can, forcing himself through there, calling to the rest of his team that B-Apps is clear. And you can now see that Zeus is moving through Palace, and he does get the kill onto Taz, but more importantly, they know exactly where Virtus.Pro are at this point. And with 25 seconds to go, they just have to dig in deep. Flamey's in a good position to strike, and he gets the first one onto Neo from Shadow, who is not expecting that. Bjarly gets one in return, and it's all down to Pasha. There's the first frag. A molly could very well end the life of Zeus. He just about survives, and C's got the headshot anyway onto Pasha from behind. So Na'Vi do get their first round on the CT side. Easy buyback up from Virtus.Pro. But if they were to lose this one, they would be in a sticky situation. Flashbang through mid. Pasha caught that in the face. Guardian very aggressively playing connector, trying to peek out in case there's any quick shot pushes. But it's going to be underpass that's being utilised from the poles this time around. 2 players in there. And now Pasha's gone short, and he does get that kill onto Guardian, who'd have been fancying his chances. Snacks has snaked his way into window, This is a really strong position because it does give them a lot of room for error now. He tried to jump up into ladder room, I believe. Didn't quite pay off for him. But this is still a solid position. It allows him to lurk and shoot any CTs who are trying to rotate between A through to B. But they haven't really made any real hedgeway on towards either side right now. Still 40 seconds remaining. And Seized is in B-App, so as soon as he starts to hear that bomb being planted, he's going to quickly move his way back around the corner and try and shut down this plant. Virtus.Pro are walking onto this site. They must know that something's not right. They're checking every single corner, and Seized is still unaware. The bomb is about to get planted, and now Seized realizes what's happening. He does get that first kill onto Pasha. Edward's in for a kill of his own, but Snacks does return with 2 of his own. It's down to a 2-on-2. Bomb in a pretty open position, but it's Neo that chimes in first. Now it's all down to Zeus, and he gets picked off from Snacks. Huge round for Virtus.Pro. Snacks with 3. And Na'Vi are back to bust once more. Man, some of the comments in Twitch are mental. I'd normally be interacting with the chat a whole lot more, but this game has just been end to end. There's been so much action. It's going right down to the last few seconds. Constant clutch scenarios. VP realizing that Na'Vi are weak and sense the blood in the water. And they're looking to strike. Now we got Bjarli onto short. And it's going to open up deep pretty nicely for them. Pasha just steamrolling through window. There is Guardian there. He does land a couple shots onto Pasha, who's dropped to 2 HP, but he manages to live. Just about. And Virtus.Pro seal the round up without losing a single player, and that's going to do the world of good for their bank and their economy moving forward. Na'Vi would have hoped for at least 1 or 2 weapons in that round, but it wasn't to be. Guardian came the closest from jungle onto Pasha. Maps are Mirage and Cobblestone. Na'Vi picked Mirage, and Cobblestone was picked by Virtus.Pro. Just for those of you that are asking in the chat. Very standoffish approach here from the Poles. Back towards T-spawn. Just waiting for potential Na'Vi pushes. But Na'Vi playing disciplined. They know better than to go seeking out the Poles. But you can see Zeus is starting to make some aggression happen with the 5-7. Fortune favours the brave. Not quite on this occasion. A grenade lands in and does take him down. And once again, Pasha on little to no health with 9 left. But the rest of his team are mopping things up nicely. Seized and Guardian, who were the last 2 remaining players the last time around. I have a lot of work to do. Guardian, and he's going to get himself a frag, just peeking up and down. Game of whack-a-mole for Virtus.Pro. They do finally get him. 13-9. I did used to cast COD 4 Pro Mod a very, very long time ago. I can't quite catch who's sending the comments because the chat's going so fast, but I'll try my best to answer as many questions as possible, guys. I like to be very interactive with the chat, but I don't want that to detract from the game. And this has been a fantastic game. I said at the beginning I thought this was 50-50 coin flip. I'd probably have edged slightly, and I mean very slightly, to VP winning it. But I thought it would be a very difficult one to call. And so far it's definitely living up to it. Because even though Na'Vi are 13-9 behind, it doesn't look too great for them. They're on CT side. If they can break this juggernaut of Virtus.Pro and knock them off their tracks, they can potentially get some momentum on the board and bring this back. It's very, very doable. Crazy things have happened. Pasha's down to 28, and there is Flamey from, well, near the ninja spot. He gets himself a kill. Meanwhile, Guardian jumping on top of CT boxes, still looking into ramp. Unbeknownst to him, though, both the players are on Tetris. They've already moved on in, one of which is Neo. I'm surprised that Zeus went looking there. They had the bomb down, and they had a 3v2 situation in their favour. And in doing so, that's just given Virtus.Pro a lifeline, which has been quickly ripped out. That core has been ripped out from Edward, and Guardian gets his kill as well with the AWP. So, AWP's coming up good at the end. What's my favourite team, VP or Na'Vi? I don't have favourite teams, guys. I have players that I enjoy watching. I think the two players I enjoy watching the most out of these teams are probably Snacks and Guardian. But I do not have favourite teams. I'm a big fan of good Counter-Strike. And that sounds like a cop-out, but it really is true. This is the first map, yes. Second map is Cobblestone. FAMAS for Zeus. Bare bones in terms of grenades for Na'Vi. One of which is the Molotov. And Snacks was stood in that for longer than I think he was hoping for. Down to 20 HP. Meanwhile, Molotov has been thrown into ramp entrance as well. And that's keeping VP back on for a few more seconds. But Bialy just peeks out. Gets the headshot onto Flamey. Seized should have had that kill. He will be very disappointed that he didn't finalise that one onto Neo. Because that could come back to haunt Na'Vi. Look at this from Snacks. I'm going to say from Snacks, Taz and Neo all extremely low. But they're making it work. Edward and Zeus. Make that just Edward as the bomb is planted from Bialy. Edward coming through connector. Zeus. Did nearly give him a chance to clutch this round, but jumping onto Tetris, he gets picked off. It's a difficult one for him to go for because there's really no information giving across to him, so he had to check every single corner. And it's going to be 14-10. And that is also pretty poor economy on the side of Na'Vi. So they're going to have upgraded pistols. They're going to have themselves a grenade as well on Flamey. A nice headshot from Bialy once again as Flamey with that grenade just goes looking. The main issue for me is that Na'Vi on CT side, they've just been caught too many times. Virtus.Pro have got so many picks. It's almost every round they're getting picks from Bialy or Pasha. Have really been chiming in and getting the frags. Now Neo's going to be on the hunt on Sandwich and gets himself one. And it's all down to Edward for the second time in a row. USP versus AK-47s? No, it's not going to happen. And now VP, 15-10 to the good. There's going to be a buy-up from Na'Vi. They are going to be able to get themselves a mixed match of weapons, including a P90 for FAMAS and an M4. And whatever Flamey decides to go with, he goes for the FAMAS. It's going to give him a smoke. Seized. He's the only man on B right now. And he did jump up to try and get some information that going to throw a grenade as well if he so chooses, which is right now. And that is going to do, not only does 1 damage to Neo, I thought that could do a hell of a lot more. And he's going to push through and he catches Neo completely off guard. So that's an upgraded weapon now, the AK-47. In the hands of C's. They have to save the next 5 rounds if they want to keep the dream alive on Mirage. Here comes the P90 from Connector. Oh, okay then, GoTV. Cheers, bro. Apparently, Na'Vi won the round. Leave it to your imagination as to how they did that. $16 rounds may be coming up for Virtus.Pro unless Na'Vi can just keep this momentum going forward. The P90 still in Zeus's hands from that previous round. Virtus.Pro have had so much control over mid. They've just been walking in there every single time they want to. Snacks up through underground. Nobody's really been challenging them through mid. Guardian, when he has an AWP, he likes to peek out a window, drop into mid, look towards underpass, peek out from connector as well. And he can really be a difficult person to lock down because he's so unpredictable. But he hasn't really had those chances. And meanwhile, it's gone down to a 3-on-2 as Flamey and Zeus have a bunch of poles to find and kill. Pasha is going to get the kill onto Zeus. Finally, Flamey connects enough bullets to take him down, but he's definitely at a disadvantage in terms of hit points. 100 versus 40. Neo does not have the bomb. That is one advantage that Flamey finds himself in, but he's looking the complete wrong direction. That gun has been spotted, and there's the headshot. The execution style kill from Neo. And Virtus.Pro pick up the first map. Na'Vi's choice of map as well, and they will be moving to Cobblestone, which VP will definitely be favouring themselves on. So we're going to cut to a quick break, and then we'll be jumping.